Most of the country will spring forward tonight. At 2 a.m., the clocks will jump ahead 1 hour as we switch to daylight saving time. But did you know that the time change can actually be potentially damaging to your health? CBC News medical specialist Dr. Karl Kabasele is here to explain. So, of course, Dr. Karl, we hate losing that hour of sleep, but it's more than just an inconvenience. It can actually be dangerous.
Well, that's right. When you don't feel quite as fresh when you haven't had a good night's sleep, it can impact your brain functioning. So what the research tells us is that there's a slight increase in car accidents right after we spring forward with the clocks. But perhaps more troubling is an apparent increased risk of heart attacks as well after we change the clocks in the spring.
Why heart attacks?
Well, theoretically, we know that sleep deprivation can have an impact on our cardiovascular health in the longer term. So, for example, people who don't get enough sleep tend to have higher blood pressure, which can trigger heart attacks, of course. There can be increased inflammatory factors in the blood as well, and that contributes to clots. And then the increased neurological arousal just sort of refers to that fight or flight response. So when you're not well rested, you're a little bit more on edge, and that theoretically, again, can put more pressure on the cardiovascular system.
All right, so lots at stake there. What can you do to mitigate the effects of all this sleep deprivation?
Well, in both the short term and the long term, the best idea is to practice good sleep hygiene, which basically means you're setting up the best conditions for good sleep. And that's everything from going to bed at the same time each day and waking up at the same time each day, even on the weekends, avoiding caffeine or any type of stimulating activity right before you're about to go to sleep, and really saving the bed and the bedroom for sleep. Don't watch TV or read or do work in there, because you want to associate going to bed with going to sleep.
All right, and drinking that extra cup of coffee Sunday just won't cut it, I guess.
Not such a good idea.
All right, thanks so much, Dr. Karl. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, let's turn now